WIFO-FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Van's Barbecue, by Murphy Builder Supply, and by O'Quinn & Associates. And O'Quinn & Associates was selected as Wayne County's favorite insurance agency.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
We're FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jesup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner specials. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South First Street right here in Jesup.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio.
And a reminder, Van's Barbecue has that new dining room open today. Starts today at 11:30, all day, all weekend. So come check it out. Enjoy a great meal. Van's Barbecue, new dining room open this morning at 11:30 a.m.
Sounds good, Bob.
It's going to be.
Check it out. Get some good food.
Yep.
Van's Barbecue on Savannah Highway here in Jesup, right at the base of the bypass, 301 bypass.
Yep. And baseball season officially ready to kick off, so the cold weather's back. Got cold weather tomorrow for fun day. But we got head baseball coach and athletic director Justin McDonald in the studio to talk about the upcoming baseball season, about fun day tomorrow. Had another scrimmage last night, another good crowd on hand. A lot of excitement building for this high school baseball season.
Yeah, there is. It's amazing when you just put together a little black and gold series and you look up and see that many people there to watch it, and I've always said it. Our kids take notice of it. I know I take notice of it, and I try to remind our guys it's not like that everywhere. This is a special place for athletics, and in baseball season, these people turn out and support. And next week we got another big day tomorrow scheduled with the middle schools participating in the fundraiser. That'll kick off around 9:30. Then both middle schools and the high school go through the fundraiser, and then we'll play the game 3 of the black and gold series following that. So then we're about 72 hours from 48 hours or so getting ready to start this thing, and then Thursday of next week it really gets started. So we're looking forward to it. It's been a long off season. I don't think we need any motivation going into the off season the way it ended last year. So we're looking to get that thing started next week.
Again, another tough schedule. A lot of good teams on the schedule. Got the trip up there to where's Emerson, Georgia, but playing Loganville, Etowah, and South Forsyth in that tournament. Yeah,
that's Cartersville. That's the big Lake Point complex up in a little town of Emerson. It's the PBR, the Prep Baseball Report. They used to be a perfect game. Now it's PBR facility, and those guys will do a great job of promoting our kids. There'll be somebody there watching every game and giving them the recognition that they deserve. And, there'll be, I think there's 8 fields, so there'll be a lot of high school baseball going on at one time. And, that's something we tried to do last year, and, it filled up quick, so we got on there early. I necessarily didn't want some of those teams they put us against, but we ain't gonna back down from nobody. Etowah, I think they're preseason number 1, and then one of in their classification, and obviously Loganville is what it is. But I feel like that schedule's tough, obviously, and I've said it. I've always looked back at it and think about what have I done, but it always works itself out, and it always benefits us in the long run. And we're gonna learn a lot about ourselves in those first 10 games.
We normally play Vidalia for the scrimmage, but we've got a home-and-home series with them, taking on Effingham County this coming Tuesday. But let's talk about the region. We're entering that new region first time for our high school baseball team. It's Burke, New Hampstead, Islands, BC, Southeast Bullock, Wayne. So we know BC, of course. I was reading something. I mean, they had an article in the Savannah Morning News the other day talking about the top players in the state, and they got like 5 of the top players in the state on BC's team. Yeah,
it is. They're going to be tough as usual. But I don't think let people fool you about the region. That's a pretty tough baseball region. Burke was in the quarterfinals last year in AAA. Southeast Bullock wasn't too long ago making deep runs, and they're in the playoffs every year. Islands was in the quarterfinals a few years ago, so it all depends. We've been in there with New Hampstead. We know how athletic they can be, and they can give you fits, and you'll look around and you'll be trying to scratch out a win against them. So you can't take nobody for granted, and we're looking forward to it. I think softball, football, and some of these other sports have kind of set the tone that we're going to be at the top of this thing, and we're going to compete for it every year. And I'm not looking ahead, but I kind of got that last couple of weeks of the season in my mind. I'm looking forward to that opportunity to play Benedictine 3 times in 1 week, and again, that's something that we're going to talk about. That's another one of those you don't get beat by the name on the jersey. You just got to go play your game and compete, and I think we got a good shot. And again, we're not going to back down from nobody, and we're going to go after them as hard as we possibly can.
We'll talk about the team in general, who all was coming back. We lost Luke Boykin, who's up at UGA. Lost other couple good players, but got some good players coming back. It's all about pitching, so we'll start there. Who's going to be on the mound for Wayne County this year?
Well, last year, you had some guys that graduated. Asher Cathy, Brad Irati on the mound, and those guys did a great job in their tenure. And we got some guys that are going to step up. Obviously, we had some injuries that kind of set us back a little bit with Gavin and Jeb at quarterback. And but again, that's part of high school athletics, and that stuff's going to happen. And there's going to be guys that step in. You got Hadley Long, who's committed or already signed with ABAC. He's going to be one of the frontline guys. Carson Shaver returning. He was in that rotation last year. He made that start at Statesboro last year and kind of put himself in the mix. And Josh Campbell's another one. He didn't throw a lot last year, but I think he's kind of turned that corner, and you're going to see good things from him this year. You got Palmer Lamb, Jackson Dolan. I know I'm going to leave somebody out. Logan Scarborough is a big 6'7". he is 6'7". Sophomore that's going to have an opportunity to get some meaningful innings. Grayson Spell threw well last night in the black and gold. Gave not a lot of velocity, but I don't care about velocity. I care about throwing strikes, playing defense. So he did exactly what we asked him to do, and he run through some of our better hitters in that lineup and got out. So C.J. Fullmore is another one. He's a strike thrower with some good off-speed stuff. So we just need guys to go up there and give us a chance to get outs and not eliminate the free passes. And that's one thing that Coach Royal and our entire coaching staff have been harping on the strike percentage. What's our strike percentage when we throw bullpens or throw flat grounds? And it's getting better and better. It's not near where we need it to be successful, but we got to eliminate the free passes. And there's some more guys like a Jackson Dolan, a Palmer Lamb. Those guys are Nick Thomas, even Tyler Wallen. He's going to have to get out there and throw some. So there's a lot of kids that's going to have an opportunity to get on the mound and give us a chance to win. And you get to the playoffs, and we'll use last year, and we reference last year a lot. That's the the last game we played was not one that we want to talk about a lot, but it is what it is. But you always wish you had one more pitcher, one more guy that can go in there and get out. So I think that's something that we're going to try to find, is that one more guy, whether it's one or two more guys that can come in and maybe make 3 or 4 pitches to get that last out.
Well, you got a lot of returning players in the infield and outfield. Like I said, Palmer Lamb's back. He started just about every game last year. Tyler Wallen caught every game last year. You got Aiden Hall at shortstop coming back, Jackson Dolan. So you got a good nucleus coming back. But there's a lot of young talent on this team as well.
Yeah, we got a good nucleus coming back with some returning starters, and those guys are have been doing a great job of leading us, and they're going to get put out there next week. And the freshman class, I know we referenced that freshman class or the 8th grade class a lot last year, and I think it's always good in athletics or any competition that there's somebody behind you pushing you, whether they're going to get the opportunity or not. But not so much of looking over your shoulder, but just know I got to go out there and compete and play hard every time. And I think that's something that these young guys are making our older guys better by doing that. And a lot of them not necessarily ready to play right now, but if the opportunity arises later in the season and we need them, then they'll be ready. And but I think our older guys are going to step up and continue to do what they did last year. And you can tell they got a little edge about them of something to prove again. And we talk a lot about we're in the business of proving people wrong now. A lot of people doubt that last year, was it real, making the run after struggling like we did early, and we want to make it again this year. And kind of if we get to that point, that's the expectation, to get to that point, and then we got to get over that quarterfinal and get into the semifinals. And regardless of what happened injury wise or any of that stuff, I firmly believe we still have a great chance to do that.
And just joining us on the show today is athletic director and head baseball coach Justin McDonald again. A lot of other sports going on. We had JB Knight in here, the bass fishing tournament coach. That's kind of interesting that Wayne County now has bass fishing, but soccer has begun. Wrestling has a meet this coming weekend. There's a lot going on Wayne County athletic-wise.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of for our winter sports, getting down into the postseason play. I know our girls wrestling team, I think there's 4 girls. They're headed to Effingham today for the area traditional tournament. And then obviously the boys that go to Islands tomorrow, and then they'll have sectionals next week, and then the state tournament in Macon. But those guys those sports have done an awesome job of continuing the winning and being competitive in everything they do. Basketball's got a big game tonight against Southeast Bullock. In region tournament on that Thursday and Friday. It's a region tournament. There'll be some play-in games on that Monday and Tuesday of that week, so the 13th, 14th, I think. I'm not sure where it's going to end up. I know our girls are 1. Our boys can be, if they're a 4 seed, they'll have to play a play-in game on Tuesday of that week, and then obviously we'll host that on Thursday and Friday. That's something I think we've hosted it one time. I think Coach Ray's first year when he beat Statesboro and won the region. We hosted it that year, and we want to encourage everybody. There's no baseball games on those 2 days, or there may be some soccer games, but we want to encourage everybody to come out and support those people. There's nothing like playing in a home atmosphere, especially in the region tournament. Whether you're a 1 or a 4 seed, you just got to be better than those people on one night. And I think our coaching staff and our players, both boys and girls, are going to be ready for that 2-day tournament.
And they'll play seeding, so it's 1 through 4. So if they get 1 or 2, will they host the first round of state?
That's right. Yeah. So if you win on Thursday, you're going to be hosting you'll play for a championship on Friday, which puts you hosting the first round of playoffs, which is something that everybody wants to host and play at home. And I think when our gym and our student section is what it is, Benny Ratliff Arena is a tough place to play, and we need to keep creating that environment. I know we got it created on Friday nights again, where that's a special place, and we need to start creating that gym to be a special place as well, when not be a kind of a hostile environment for people to come in and play, and continue that into soccer and the baseball as well.
Getting back to baseball, fun day tomorrow. So what time will it begin tomorrow at Howard Bell Warrenfield?
9:30. So we'll kick off with, not sure which middle school is going to go first, but one of them will start at 9:30. The other one will follow, and then our high school groups will go through, and then we'll take about a 30-minute break and get get ready for that game 3. I've always enjoyed this day. I've been here 15 years now. I think this is my 12th year as a head coach, and you see these kids that come through the middle school program, and you can remember when they got that opportunity to take BP on the field and hit, and we let them use all the hot bats that they can use so they can obviously get some ball flight and have fun with it. And again, it's about raising money for our program. That 100% of it with our booster club, who does an outstanding job, goes right back to our kids. So if you want to come out, I know it may be a little cold. The sun's going to be out, so if you want to come out and check it out, it'll start at 9:30, and it'll pretty much be something going on there from 9:30 to probably 2:30 tomorrow. So it'll be a long day, but it'll be well worth it. You'll see every player in the Wayne County baseball program from 12th grade to 6th grade there.
Yeah, the first scrimmage game on Monday got rained out, unfortunately. But I think they got 3 or 4 innings. Last night they got the entire game in, though. I think the gold team won the scrimmage.
Yeah, they did.
Night.
They won 6-1. I think the previous game it was 4-1. I think they played 3 2/3, and gold was winning 4-1. So, we talked to the coaching staff. If something happens and Black wins on Saturday, we may finish that last couple innings after just to have a true winner of the series, depending on where we are pitching wise, because we want to have our guys set up for next week, and to be able to, we're going to throw 6 or 7 guys against Effingham, and get our guys ready for Appleton as well next week.
Mention your coaching staff. Like I said, you're the head coach, but you got several assistants. You got the JV coaches, middle school coaches, a lot of coaches involved in the program.
Yeah, the middle schools, obviously had some unfortunate situation with Coach Osteen at Arthur Williams. Obviously keep his family in your prayers. He's back in Florida with his mom, so I've been texting back and forth. He's a Wayne County Yellow Jacket, and he wishes he could be here, but he's taking care of his mom, and we had some guys step in, some community coaches, Rob Roy, Alan Hickox, and Justin Davis, along with Coach Jamie Knight, who's kind of the school personnel that they're doing Arthur Williams. Then at Martha Puckett, we got Nick Brown, head coach, and Hunter Roberson. Hunter's a former player who's over there as the community coach. At the high school, the fortunate thing about our high school, majority of these guys that's on that staff outside of me and have put on the Wayne County uniform, have competed at the high school level there. Chase Simpson and Colt Brockenden. They're with me on the varsity along with Sid Roy, who's our pitching coach, and then Sid's also the head JV coach this year, and he's going to be helped by Chase Bryan and Dylan Brown. And then we got Mike Roberts, he's been a community coach with me since I've been the head coach. So those guys, Chase Bryant's new. He was on that 17 team, probably one of the biggest leaders in our clubhouse, and it's good to see those kids come, or I won't call them kids now, but, it makes me feel kind of old that I've coached everybody, a majority of the guys on the staff. But, they know the expectation. They know what we want to do, and, there's not a lot of coaches meetings going on. Let's put it like that. Everybody knows the expectation, knows what needs to get done, how it needs to get done, and, at the end of the day, it gets done. So those guys have done an outstanding job of in the off season and through the fall program, and obviously starting in January. So, we're looking forward to, and you got Barrett Browning too. Obviously he's stepped out of education, and what he brings to the table when he is there is unmatched. And every time he walks through the door, I get a great feeling inside of him. He's going to bring something that's going to make us better every day. So hopefully he can be around a little more than he was able to last year. And anytime he steps in there, it's worth him walking through the doors with a wealth of knowledge and what he did for our pitching staff over the few years he was their everyday guy. So again, a great coaching staff, and I've always said that success of any organization is a lot about the consistency and the stability of a coaching staff, and I think that's something that we've had here in my tenure. Obviously, I want these guys to go on and get jobs of their own or get head jobs in other sports like Colt did with softball, and we're always looking to help those guys whenever they're ready to go get it, and then next guy will roll in. So. But again, that's the important part for me, is giving those guys the opportunity to learn, and I learn something from them every day too. So that's probably the most favorite part of my day is about 3 o'clock when I get to go get dressed for practice in that coach's office, and we get to sit there and talk 5 or 10 minutes. So that's probably one of the most enjoyable parts of my day is getting to do that every day.
We mentioned that the season's been pushed up, and people keep asking why. So go ahead and talk about why. There's two conflicts. One was graduation. One was the Brave Stadium. Is that correct?
Well, I think the majority of it is the contracts with the Brave Stadiums, and if you take a poll across, obviously our kids like playing in those venues if they get the opportunity, but it's only a small portion of the high school programs that are going to be affected by that. But if you took a poll across and they did it one time, and I think 78% or 79% of the coaches would rather just play stuff at their home sites. And, obviously, I think Georgia high school is making it worse and worse, and I'm going to be professional with it, but, you're starting to overlap into basketball. Well, baseball starts in basketball season. Well, if you're a baseball player, which we have one, that he's going to miss 10% of the season because he's competing in two sports, which we want to do that. But I think, George, we want our guys to play. I want them to play everything. The kid we're talking about, he plays 3 sports, which that's awesome, and we love it. And I play 3 sports. And, I think that Georgia high school is making it where these kids are going to start deciding, well, if I'm going to miss 10% of baseball, I might as well not play a sport before, which is unfortunate. So, and then they take these games at the Braves contracts, and depending on their schedule, they have to adjust our schedule, and they're weighted to do it in like October and November, when everybody's schedule has been set since September, and then everybody has to do some moving around, and it's unfortunate for like there's some classifications. The last play date was on like I think that's the 21st or 22nd, and that's a Friday or Saturday with the last play date. Well, now that Saturday is first round of playoffs for some people. So I know we had to do some changes. We play on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday of that last week, where it originally was Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but we turn around and our first round playoff is on a Monday. So, it don't make sense. But, like even the other teams, they play Saturday, and then, if they're on the road, I'm talking about that's every booster club's not fortunate, or every program's fortunate like we are. If you did play on a Saturday and it was a ways off, that you're able to stay Sunday and be there on Monday. I think sometimes some common sense don't go into it, and just talking with coaches, it's hopefully if they come up with something next year and it's set before, you have to move the stuff around, and we're fortunate to move the Appling game from that Tuesday or that week to that Thursday, so we can scrimmage and have a game, and then not have just 3 games the next week. So it worked out for us, but there's some other people there, some different situations. I know Effingham, they start region play next Friday. So they scrimmage us on Tuesday, and then they start their region schedule on Friday, which is, that's kind of, I don't think we would be ready as a team to start region play next Friday, but, obviously he don't have no choice. But
you mentioned the Booster Club, how the Home Run Club can't, go talk about baseball without them, how much they do. I was impressed, the field's in great shape. The grass is green already. It's amazing. It's this early in the year, but field looks great, and I know that's a tribute to your coach staff and also the Home Run Club helping out as well.
Yeah, it is, and it's always, I've met with all the parents of middle schools and high school, and I want those parents to understand that whether you're in the middle school or not, this is all affecting you. And I've been, like I said, been a head coach 12 years, and when we want to get stuff that's going to make our program better, the first thing I always say is, if it's not, the time's not right, you can say no, but somehow they always find a way to make it happen. And that's a tribute to them. Our maintenance staff with McGill and Soul, and they got Timmy Moody out there part-time now, and those guys do an outstanding job of and Daniel, those guys are always out there helping make things better. If you call them and you need something, it's there. They got a company, Coastal Turf, that is contracted out, that's doing a great job of making sure it's fertilized and everything sprayed correctly. And it's refreshing when you walk through there and the sun's out and you see the stripes on the field and it's edged up tight, and it's not like that everywhere. And sometimes our kids they'll make comments about something that I don't see on the field that they think's not right, and that means they're taking pride in it and they want it to be the best. So that's something that's been going on here for years, and we're going to continue to make it better and better.
I saw last night your son John Carson was bat boy for both teams. He looked like he was having a good time.
He was. I had to, I told Coach Chase Bryant, he works in the media center at the high school, and we had little backpack tags, and every time John Carson walks in, he wants to know where his backpack tag is on his new backpack. So I had to get him one before he turned it out yesterday. I've got a locker in the coach's office, but he's also got a locker in there with me. So he's at that point where he wants to be there, and he wants to wear everything that the players wear. And I tell our kids all the time that you never know who's watching. The little eyes are watching all the time, and he picked this number. He wants to be number 11. We all know where that come from over the last few years of who wore number 11 here in our program. So, that's something that's important to me, to be able to bring him in there. And, Coach Henson's little girl, she'll get in there, run around and hang out with the kids. And, that's important to me. That's something that I always look forward to of being a coach, is having a son or a daughter or whatever to run through that locker room and enjoy those moments that that's a lot of kids don't get to do that, but that's kind of a perk of being a coach's kid, that you get to do that stuff. And I know he enjoys it, and he's gonna be out of town this weekend with Mom, so they're going out of town, but he'll be back next Tuesday. He's already asked could he be the bat boy during the game, so hopefully he can do it and and me not get too mad at people in the dugout. Him.
What do we know about Effingham County's baseball team? And normally they're pretty good. And this is scrimmage, 6 o'clock Tuesday. That'll be broadcast here on Big Dog Country. And then Thursday, Appleton County, we know what kind of team they're going to bring in. So
yeah, Effingham. Not a lot about him. I know he's going to have to throw a lot of guys, kind of like we are, because he's got that region game on Friday. It's going to be kind of a tune-up for us. Obviously, scoreboard's going to be on, so it matters, but. We're going to try to get guys work and get guys some at-bats like we've been doing in these 3 games. And, obviously we don't even have to talk about the Thursday game. Obviously Coach Shaw called it the other team, or don't say we're going to kind of keep that tradition. But, again, we're looking forward to that. Obviously I know that the people are going to show up for that one. And, we want to fill that place up and make it a playoff atmosphere for our kids. And, we need to go ahead and get all that nervousness or the nervous energy out of our guys and go ahead and fill it up early so they can go and get it out of them and then get ready to go compete. So, that's a good test for us early. No doubt they'll think we can compete and win. And, obviously Pearson next week, and then Thomas County Central and Jeff Davis on the road. And
Saturday we're going to be in Thomasville at 11:30 for the first game. This is a doubleheader day Saturday. Thomas County Central at 11:30 and then Jeff Davis at 2. So we know what Jeff Davis brings to the table here. So. Again, the non-region schedule is pretty tough, but again, the region schedule is going to be interesting as well. Burke County saw their record from last year. Pretty good baseball program. Like I said, the Islands, I understand, has got a lot of good kids. How about BC? How do you battle them recruiting the best players in that area? I mean, they do it in football. The basketball team the other night, I was like, my gosh, they recruit pretty well.
Well, it's just one of those things that obviously, we wish we could. Wish there were some more parameters put in that could help stop some of it. But, end of the day, we can't do what they do. And, sometimes you wonder how we're able to compete with them. But, we're not going to back down. I think our guys, it's not, I wouldn't say it's personal, but there's a little bit of edge when we play them. I get tired of hearing about them around here. BC this, BC that. And, like players from Justin Thomas from Long County going and play there, why not be part of the Blue Tide where you grew up? That's something that's more important to me, that these kids grow up in Wayne County, want to be a Wayne County Yellow Jacket. And it's important for them to put on that jersey and put on that hat. And that's more to me than going and being somewhere where you're not really invested in, and you don't really know the tradition of it. These kids that come through our program, you start talking about the players that have come through here, and they'll start getting wide-eyed because they remember sitting in the stands as little kids watching the kids that a lot of these guys watched our coaching staff play. The guys are in on our coaching staff. They sat up in the stands and watched them, and you don't get that in a necessarily a BC setting where I couldn't tell you who the last. I know the guys that have gone on to play like Power 5 baseball get drafted out of there, but I know what the tradition of Wayne County is, and it's a one county, and it's a one school in the one county, and that's an important part of me. I would not want to be somewhere where I had to recruit my kids or our kids to stay at our school. That's not healthy for anybody. And obviously what we do, I think, helps keep kids here. And if kids want to move into Wayne County and be a part of this, we're not going to get involved in that, but, we're not going to go actively do it. So I know a lot of places wish you could and to get an equal playing field, but, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We can control what we can control, and, we got 1,500 students in our high school, and we need to find the best 35 baseball players in there and go out there and compete.
Well, Coach, we'll look forward to the season. Look forward to a fun day Saturday again. Kicks off at 9:30 tomorrow at Howard Bell Warren
That's
Field.
correct.
Everybody's invited to come on out, have a great time. The inter-squad game between the varsity gets underway around 11:30. Is that correct?
That's correct. And I know McGillvale and them will have the concession stand going, and if you haven't been a part of that this year, I think he's added chicken wings and chili cheese dogs, and there's about anything you can possibly get, he's going to have it in there. And
they've added pork chops on them.
Yeah, you have pork chops, and I think that's something that brings people to the field too, is a great concession stand. And he's doing soccer now, he's done softball, and he's done baseball. So, and his stuff's ministry. I want people to understand that what he does is he's giving back to the community. For instance, tomorrow he's feeding our guys after their game. They're getting ribs and chicken from him, so he's doing that, cooking that for them. So what he does, he gives back to the community, whether it's out in the community feeding people or feeding athletes in general. I think every sports team so far has been fed by him. So, that's something that he takes pride in, his family takes pride in, and, we greatly appreciate what he does, not only from a maintenance standpoint, but from that part as well.
Yeah. Okay, Coach. We'll look forward to the day tomorrow, and we'll look forward to this upcoming season. Again, the scrimmage Tuesday, we'll have that for you here on Big Dog Country, FM 105.5, again, 6 o'clock, taking on Effingham County. So, should be a fun season, 30 games. Looking forward to it. Appreciate you coming in.
All right, thanks for having us, and appreciate all you guys do.
All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates. All right, coming up in just a few minutes, you got a chance to win some passes to go see a movie of your choice at the historic Strand Cinema in downtown Jesup, along with a pizza from the Strand Bistro to chow down on while you're watching the movie. The historic Strand Cinema movie trivia question of the day coming your way in a few minutes right here on WIFO-FM in Jesup.
It may be spying, but it's not a threat. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what the Pentagon says about a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon.
Currently traveling at an altitude well above commercial air traffic and does not present a military or physical threat to people on the ground.
Spokesman Pat Ryder.
The balloon has been floating over sparsely populated areas of Montana, and we've been told that there have been discussions both here at the White House and across the river at the Pentagon about potentially shooting it down, but military experts reportedly warning against the idea over concerns about falling debris.
The area it was over has an Air Force base and nuclear missile silos.
We are hearing from the governor of Montana, who says from the spy balloon to the Chinese Communist Party spying on Americans through TikTok to CCP-linked companies buying American farmland, I'm deeply troubled by the constant stream of alarming developments for our national security.
Fox's Mark Meredith. China's urging calm, a spokesman saying they have no intention of violating any country's territory. 2 police officers are in critical condition in St. Louis, shot late last night trying to stop a robbery suspect. They fired back, injuring him. A cop in Memphis is extremely critical the day after he and a partner were shot.
As the 2 officers attempted to talk to the individual, he produced a weapon and shot one of the officers. The second officer returned fire, striking the individual.
Kelly McAllister with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says that gunman was killed. A victory in court for gun owners' rights advocates. A federal appeals court ruled in a case out of Texas the government cannot prevent people who have domestic violence restraining orders against them from owning guns. It'll be up to 50 degrees in parts of Texas, into the 40s in Arkansas. Welcome relief from an ice storm that still has more than 300,000 homes and businesses without power. The bad weather now is up north. Wind chill advisories warning stretch from Montana to Maine.
-40 to -60 degrees will be possible in some of these areas, especially in northern New England.
So that's meteorologist Janice Dean. America's listening to Fox News.